What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F1 22 Mobile Racing Career. We're here for episode number 74 today, and as you can clearly see, we are starting off with our qualifying lap here at Imola. Unfortunately, the home screen was not recorded. There was a big glitchy, so I couldn't put it into this episode. But we are here then at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous episode at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, definitely be sure to go check that one out before. This was a defensive masterclass there that may or may not have involved a huge amount of contact and probably a crap ton of penalties if there was a big penalty system in this game. But anyways, focusing on this new weekend, then we are here at Imola, one of the two Ferrari homelands here, looking to try to put on a decent performance then for the Haas team. This is an interesting track, and as we obviously know here in real life, this track is very hard to overtake on, so it's going to be crucial to see if we can pull off a good qualifying here and see if we can get a good position for the Grand Prix. We can, of course, make overtakes here and there, but they are just not that they're not that opportunistic, or we have to be more opportunistic compared to other circuits, I should say. As we make our way through Sector 2 and now onto Sector 3 here, not the greatest lap so far. 21.7 the first sector, 29.7 the second sector. So it's not looking that great at the moment, unfortunately. But we'll have to see where we end up on the grid here as we make our way into the final two corners heading downhill. So we're going to have to watch our braking points, exactly getting a decent apex on the first corner and now getting apex on the second corner, but we get a corner cut as we kind of overshot the curves there a little bit. When I mean overshot, I mean we absolutely murdered them by accident. We get DRS them down this long main straight here towards the first corner. This will be obviously the one area where we can potentially overtake across the line. 35.9 in the last sector, and that's going to put us P10 behind guess who? Esteban Ocon, of course, I guess a quote-unquote rival compared to some of the other drivers, as of course, if you remember last time around, he stole not one, but two points, or I should not points, there were two times where he stole points from us, of course, in the previous Grand Prix. So hopefully this time around we can get some revenge on the Frenchman. We go to 5 red lights then, and lights out, away we go. Alonso gets a decent start on us, and just like that we are down to P11 here, blocking up both Alfa Romeos there. Bottas tries to go on the outside, use the Parge power, but unfortunately that does not work. Gasly tries to get in on the mix as well, but we can manage to hold on to P11 for now, because we almost lose the back end there. Alonso is now pulling away from us, so we're going to have a bit of work on our hands here to try and see if we can get away with this. As we go into Sector 2 then, trying to go around the outside of Alonso when we are about 4 car lengths back. I don't know what I was thinking here, trying to miss that apex, but we do get a decent run out of it there. We do have a slipstream from the French driver as we make our way into this fast left-hander here, unfortunately clipping those inside curbs, which is not really going to help the momentum, but we have a good run here on the Spanish driver. We're going to send it up the inside here into, I don't even know what corner this is called, unfortunately, but that was a bit of a risky overtake, and I don't think Alonso's going to be too happy with that. But we made it work. We're up into P10 now. We're back up into the points. We're trying to pursue Esteban Ocon to see if we can potentially steal some more points. But Gasly is going to try to steal this party as he flies by us there, unfortunately. And Alonso is now on our English. Alonso is now on our heels once again. So we're going to have to keep this momentum going here. We got a decent run out of that corner, but we'll see how this Alpine does in a straight line. The AlphaTauri of Gasly is pulling away a little bit there, and now we have to look back to see as Alonso steams past us, or almost tries to. We give him space, but he accidentally hits us and causes him to brake check. So, unfortunately, that is probably it for his Grand Prix. He is not going to be catching up as Joe looking for a move there up on the inside, and that is not going to work. So, we are making our way into sector number 2, and it's looking not too bad at the moment. We are pushing the limits of this Haas, unfortunately, and it's just causing us to make a bit more mistakes. But we are not looking too bad at the moment. We are still about a second and a half away from Gasly, but I am confident in the pace that we have in this Haas. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak. That's how bad this race is getting so far. But we are still catching them. As you can see, we are making up a lot of time, especially in Sector 2, but the lag especially is not helping there as we get a huge lag spike as the frames drop from about 30 to like 0 in a matter of seconds. But look at that, we managed to catch up to the AlphaTauri driver, but unfortunately we screwed up that chicane, and just like that, all our hard work has been thrown out the window there. So we have to redo all of that hard work once again there as we make our way into the final 2 corners then. Missing that first apex a little bit there, but now making our way through the second apex, this time not touching the inside curbs. And now we get a decent run as we make our way onto the final lap then of the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Leclerc still leads the way. The Tifosi are roaring. The Monegasque driver on his way to victory here as we make our way onto the final lap. We are still sitting in P11. We still have a chance to get some points, but we're going to have to make sure you have a clean lap then compared to the rest of the drivers as we make our way through the first sequence of corners here. Looking pretty good so far. We are starting to catch them as they are going side by side. This is a perfect opportunity for us to close up on the 2 drivers as Gasly looks for a move there on Esteban Ocon. And can he make it work? Yes, he can. The Frenchman now up into P9 here. The two Frenchmen dealing their hands here as we make our way up towards the next sequence. Of course, we actually get on the grass there on the outside. And that's going to cause us to lose a lot of momentum there as Ocon looks for a move here onto this next corner. He actually gets caught out wide and we go smashing right into the back then of the Alpine. I was very angry that he just parked his car right there annoyingly as Joe now looks for a move on the inside. We went right into the back then of the Alpine driver. I was not expecting him just to park it as soon as he went wide, and unfortunately he did not get really out of the way there, so a bit of awkward driving then from Ocon. Can we try to see if we can potentially make a last minute move here? He is a bit far ahead at the moment, but we are looking decent then in the final sequence. Of course, we might have the DRS. I'm not sure how close we are. Are we under a second? We're not sure, but we're definitely not going to get if we get a corner cut penalty as we make our way then onto the main straight. There is going to be no points finish for us, I don't think so, because, well, we are literally too far away for him to make him overtake. So, unfortunately, that is another race where we lose out to Ocon, and this time we don't get any points. But that's going to come us in P11 then, as Leclerc and Sainz come home 1-2 for Ferrari. The Tifosi are going crazy, but hopefully for us, we can bounce back one more time in the next episode.